Welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage. Today we're going to be having a look at HBAR. This is going to be a lower time frame video. We do have a higher time frame video up above, so check that out if you haven't already. Let's get into the charts and see what's going on. Before we get into the lower degree count, what we are going to do here is go over our two higher degree counts that we are looking for. So within one of the counts, what we are saying here is that we are potentially looking for this move to develop as an A, a B, and a C to the upside. So we've been looking for this potential for a while now. Ever since we started this move to the downside, looking to see whether we are looking for either a three-wave move to the upside here, where we are going to be looking to target out this $10.80, or alternatively, whether this could actually develop into a bigger five-wave structure. If we do push up towards this 20-cent level, then we could still see a fourth wave and a fifth wave, which could look to push us up towards this 29 cents to this 23 cents 19. Though, like I said, we have to wait for the confirmation of this. What we are looking for internally here is that this move could be starting this C wave, or alternatively this wave 3. Now we have to also be careful because we do have a bearish scenario here where we could still actually be looking for a move to the downside, in which case what we were previously talking about was this idea that we have this as 1-2 here, and what we are looking for is the possibility of an extension within these waves where this becomes another 1-2, see another third wave to the downside, which could look to push us down as deep as this 2 cents 08. Now the invalidation of this would come by crossing this 779 area, which would be this red line over here, which would be the start of the move effectively. If we just form corrective structure to the upside here and we start to push down, what we could see is either a move down to this 1-1, or alternatively, if we are following this impulse count, down towards this 1618. Now there is also the potential here that we could look at this structure as a diagonal pattern from here, where we count this as 1. What we are looking for is a wave 2 to the upside. In this case, we would be potentially looking for this move to either form something like this as A, B, and C, or alternatively, we could have something like a double zigzag in here for this wave 2 before we look for a three-wave move to the downside, looking to form a contracting wedge shape pattern to the downside here. So this is still on the cards here, so we need to just be aware of it. So we're going to go over our lower time frame bullish counts here and how we could be looking for that potential of that C wave. So now if we are looking at this idea of a C wave over here, what we would be saying is that this move that we have currently would be looking at forming a five-wave structure. So there's a couple of ways we could look at this. What we could argue is that this is wave 1 here. We have this is a this is a W and X and potentially a Y wave looking to complete up here, then looking for a C wave down. Now within this idea here, what we'd be saying is that this whole move is a corrective structure to the upside here, and what we could then find is we get a five-wave move back to the downside. Now given our current high that we have over here, effectively what this would mean was we would be potentially looking to move back to this 0485 to this 440 area. Now if we do see price looking to break down in five waves here, I'm going to be keeping an eye on this blue support box here at this 0485 to this 0434. Now it is always possible this is extending out directly here, and what we could also argue is that within this structure we have this as 1-2, we have this as 1-2 here, and we have this as another 1-2. Now we were saying in the previous video, as long as we hold this 786 level, we could look for a reversal to the upside. Now the key thing is here is that if we are looking at this as a wave 1 into this high, looking at this as a wave 2, what we need to see here is this third wave hit this 0808 for more confidence within the structure. Now if we do see something like this where this becomes 1-2 and we get this bigger third wave up here, potentially then we'd be looking for a fourth and a fifth, which would then tie into this all being part of this white wave 3, and then we'd get another fourth and a fifth, and this would all tie into this being of a higher degree wave 3, and then we'd be looking for an additional fourth and a fifth. So this is how we would be looking to extend to the upside if this is the case. Now the key thing within this, because of how the move is developing here, we could have some extension where we could even form something like this as 1-2 1-2, and then we start to push up directly. But the more likely thing that I would be looking for here is that potentially what we have within this count is that this is 1-2 here, this is all 3. We're looking for this potential of the yellow fourth wave here, which will remain alive as long as we stay above this 0610. If we see 3 waves to the downside here, then we'd be looking for this idea of this fifth wave up. Now what I want to see here is something that has good time comparison to this wave 2. So if this is completing into this high over here, what I'd be expecting to see is a bigger three-wave move looking to push us back down here, potentially into this previous fourth wave area, which would be the 625. If we do see price look to come down in this way, then potentially we could be looking for this fifth wave up. Now, it is also possible that within the structure, there could be even further extension that I can't see at the moment, where potentially we have 1, 2, 1, 2, and then next thing it looks to just push up directly. So that's why we'll be looking out for that other target area here, that if we just see a direct push up to this 0.808, it would indicate that this move is actually extending to the upside. But if, however, we just form a smaller 5-wave move like this, where we get this as 1, 2, 3, we get a fourth wave and a fifth wave to the upside here, the key thing is going to be how we react from that point. If we just get 3 waves down and we manage to hold this invalidation point here, which is sitting at this 556, what we could see is a move into this white target box, and then we could be looking for that continuation up. Now, the common zone we'd be looking for as a retracement would be this 382 to the 786. Losing this 786 makes it less likely we're going to see that continuation up. And what we'd be looking for, like I said, is 3 waves down and then that potential for this move to extend out again, where this becomes another 1, 2 here, and then we push up towards this 840. And if we do start to develop something like this, this would then start to hit all of those important impulsive targets, and then we'd be looking for this whole move as a bigger 5-wave structure, which would tie into the idea that from further back here we have this as another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'd have that final 5th wave also to come after that point. So that's how we'd be looking at it if we're looking at this idea of extension. It's going to be very important that we hold this 556 if this is the case. Now, we could also argue that internally here, what we have is something more along these lines, where instead of counting this as a 5-wave structure, what we could also argue is that this is A, B, and C. This is a 3-wave move down, 3-wave move up. This is a 3-wave move down for 4. And what we're looking for is this as an A, a B, and a C to the upside. Now, if this is the case, what we would then be saying here is that this move up could just be A, B, and C. And then we could look for that rejection to the downside in the wave 2. Now, this would be looking at this as a diagonal. So if we're looking at this as a diagonal, what we'd be saying is that this move would be looking to complete up into these highs and then looking for 3 waves down before continuation up. Now, if we get 3 waves down and we only push up to this 1 to 1, this could then be an A, a B, and a C. And then we look for that continuation down from that point. Alternatively, if we do see a bigger move to the upside here, where we see price push up towards this 1022, this would align with this move actually starting to extend out, and then we could potentially see prices come in towards this 1222 to this 1094. So this is what I'm looking out for as an alternate bullish count here, where this whole move becomes a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, there's a key level here that will invalidate this, and this will be as if we push up directly now past this 0683. If we push up past this 0683, then this would invalidate this idea of this being a diagonal pattern here, and it would mean that one of the other counts is in play. Now, if we are looking at this idea and we do push up past that invalidation, then it would have to be something like we're getting extension within the waves. We're getting this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but then we need to hit this target of this 0808. Or alternatively, we need to form this 5-wave move up here, find support again above this 556. If we fail to do that, what could actually be in play here is we could just be forming a corrective move to the upside for that bearish count, where what we are saying within this internal structure here is that this is just A, B, and C up into this high here. Then we have this as an X wave over here. And then what we are looking for is the potential that the second half of this move is going to just be another 3-wave move as A, B, and C. So that 1-to-1 target is actually here at this 704. This would also align with coming up towards a 786 of this as this W wave. So measuring this W wave and transposing it forward, that would be 786. Now, if we do look to push up higher here, what I'd be looking out would be the 1-to-1, so the equality of this W wave that we've got over here, which would be sitting towards this 779. So this would actually align with coming up into one of our higher target boxes here, as well as potentially looking to swing fail this high. So we're going to be keeping an eye on this. If we do see this actually continue to push to the upside here, we could still see a little bit more upside here before a deeper rejection. Now, the key thing within these two different counts here is that if this is a corrective move here and we complete into this high, what I would be expecting is a break of this low. If we hold above that low, then we need to be respectful of that idea that this whole move could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we could still be looking for that wave 2 or B wave and then looking to push up. If we hold this low over here, then potentially we could start to see price looking to break up directly, and then we'll have to obviously monitor it and see how we can work the wave counts out as they develop. Having a look at the daily CPR lines here, we can see that we came back into these and then now we've actually blasted through all of our targets for today. So this could still potentially give us support if we do end up coming back down here. This 594, 589, 580 and this 575, though this wouldn't align with that idea of having this additional fourth and a fifth. So we're going to actually just go straight on to the weekly pivots here. Now, as we can see here on the weekly, we had higher CPR lines printed here, which is indicative of the potential of a bullish move. We did see price also look to push up through these levels, and we are currently above this zone. If we continue to see price holding above these levels, what we could see is price could continue to push through these different zones here. Other targets for this week to the upside would be this 677, this 717 as potential upside targets. Now, if we are looking at potential support below us, what we could find is support come in at the 623. We also have these levels, this 593, 584, and this 576 as potential support zones for this week. If we do look to push up one more time here, we could potentially look for that fifth wave target to align with this 677, which would also align with coming into this yellow target box here and potentially moving into the 676 level, which would be a monthly naked point of control that is also sitting up into that zone. So we'll be keeping an eye on that level if we do look to push up higher here. Now, as well as that, if we move over here onto the monthly, what we can see is that we are currently above our central lines, and we were already talking about this in the previous video, saying that we had printed these higher CPR lines, which is giving us an initial bullish bias here, and we did see that prices actually looked to hold this level, and we have interacted already with this R1 line here at this 607. Now, if we do look to continue to push to the upside this month, targets could be this 693 and this 766 to the upside. If we do look for potential support lower down here, we have this 608. We have the potential to find support here at this 537 to this 527. But if we start to lose these central lines, what we could actually see is price could actually come back down and retest this level here of this 446. So this would align more with that idea that if we are looking at a retest of that lower line here, that we could actually have something like this as a completed move, and then we look for a three-wave structure to come back down into these levels over the duration of this month. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this. The CPR lines have started to turn here, but we haven't really pushed up that high yet. So it is always possible that this could look to just fall off again and look to continue that move to the downside. So we need to just be respectful of that. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. Leave us some feedback down below, and also in the description you will find a link to the Discord. Come check it out, it's free to join. Everyone have a great day. We will see you in the next one. Take care.